Hello, it's Castaway Trader and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is about natural gas and it is called "We Nailed Another Rally in Natural Gas." In this video I will be showing you the setups I found in June and July 2019. But before we start, I want you to read that important disclaimer. Just to remind you, this is the website I have, www.castawaytrader.com. Here you can find some free updates, and those who subscribe to my service can get the latest updates several times a day. Okay, I want to start from the mid-May 2019, because you should understand that in order to make profitable trading, you should be really picky about the kind of setups you take. You really want to find a spot when several time frames are in alignment. And in this particular case, you can see that I identified an ongoing corrective pattern, which is labeled as W, X, and Y, and that pattern in mid-May assumed that we were gonna get another drop lower. And here I wrote to my subscribers, NG keeps alive my bearish setup, it needs to drop to a new lower low to complete a 5-wave fractal. And I was talking about that red wave C labeled with red capital C, and in order to consider it completed, I need to get full 5 waves up, and that low made in late April could only be considered as a low of wave 3. Then we got a textbook ABC up in wave 4, and you can see that wave 4 up has held under the critical resistance, confirming my expectation for another drop in wave 5 up. So I kept telling my subscribers the whole April, just let's keep bearish bias, and it's not time yet to talk long setups. And this is beginning of June 2019, and I wrote to my subscribers, natural gas getting closer to the green target box. So the green target box was here, and normally I set those target boxes with extensions of different waves, and when I have several extensions pointing to the same box, I call it confluence of extensions, and this is when I set high probability reversal zones. This is 9th of June 2019. So you can see that I started to talk about a long setup in mid-April, and I was patient for many weeks, and I kept my followers out of the trade because I expected another drop, and this is when I started to talk about longs. I wrote to my subscribers back then, for weeks I have been tracking a bearish path in NG, and it has finally arrived to my target box. You see that spike into the red target box on 9th of June. This is 10th of June. You can see what was that spike, and then we got ABC of 1, corrective wave 2, and continuation of the move high towards the target number 1. I wrote to my subscribers that we have been watching NG closely, and last week I posted alert in my private Discord chat about great long setup on UGAS. This morning I posted another favorable long setup with a buy stop entry. NG has triggered that entry and keeps grinding higher. That was the buy stop at the previous high, 11th of June, and we have tagged target number 1, and G has reached the target number 1. And when you trade any volatile instrument like natural gas or derivative of that like UGAS, you should be really picky with setups, and you should be really careful with your wishes. Yes, we had opportunities here to see to tag target number 2 and target number 3, but I always recommend my followers, once we reach target number 1, just sell substantial part of your position, book your healthy profit. And in case we never get to target 2 or target 3, you will not see your green position going red. At least you will book substantial part of your profit. And if it keeps going higher, you will make more money, but don't be greedy. And 18th of June, we can see that potential to tag higher targets did not materialize. price fell down again into the green target box, and as you can see here, that green target box kept working for the second retest, and we made a higher low here. It was another great long setup, and then another spike which made a higher high, but in general it did not look great. I wrote to my subscribers that NG keeps looking weak of the low. It was looking weak because of the deep drop. When we have such a deep drop, we cannot longer count this structure as a 5-wave unfolding structure. Most likely it was A up, B down, and the final C up, meaning that it was just a corrective move of the low, and assuming that we're gonna make another new lower low. So that is why I noted that we may see another micro push lower. This is 20th of June 2019. From time to time, I post daily charts just to explain my followers where we are. And on a daily chart, we can see that NG was about to make a really important and substantial major low, because on a bigger time frame, it was the final wave 5 subdivided into A05, B05, and the final drop in C05. And as you can see here, my target was 2.138. This is an important 123.6 extension of wave A05 of lower degree, because that C05 was to be subdivided into 5 smaller waves, and we were in the final wave C05 of a higher degree. And 21st of June 2019, NG still can make a nominal new lower low. NG has a pretty much complete downside structure, but still can push to one more lower low at 2.148. This is an important takeaway from here. When you deal with an extended move down on a bigger time frame, it's very difficult to nail the very last bottom, because we deal with a larger degree drop. It's really powerful, and it keeps pushing instrument lower, making a new lower low. And here we made a low. It could have been all of wave 2 down, but even if it made one more lower low, it would not invalidate the whole long setup. So that's why you should always bear in mind, in the back of your mind, that we can make another lower low. So you should be prepared for that. This is why I use every spike higher, which could be a corrective spike high in microwave 4, to book substantial part of my profit in case instrument decides to make a new lower low, to run the stops which retail normally sets under the previous low. And looking forward, this is exactly what happened at the end of July. But let's come back to June now. This is what we got. That was the rally of the previous low made late June, and it tagged the red target box. And from here I started to expect a drop to complete a corrective move after that move higher, because every time we deal with an unfolding, with a new starting move higher, we should expect small A up followed by B down and the final C up. And when we get that ABC up, then it becomes our wave 1. But you don't get like a sharp reversal when we keep going down for months and then just we turn on a spot and we keep going higher for weeks. No, normally we start with ABC up, and those ABC up would be relatively small to the scale of the preceding decline, which could last for months. 30th of June 2019, if we get a corrective ABC move down in wave B, blue labels, I'm talking about this decline, that would make a good long setup to ride a rally in wave C up. This is exactly what I just talked about. We got an impulsive rally, and it could be counted as wave A, the very first move of the low, and it should always be followed by corrective wave B, and then another push high in wave C. And if we get A, B, C, and B manages to hold the previous low, that becomes our wave 1, a starting point to talk about new rally. And if we get A, B, C down in corrective wave 2 down, which again should make a higher low over the low, which becomes our starting point of the setup, then we have a great long setup at hand. 1st July 2019, look at that. Only the previous day I expected a corrective ABC down, and the very next day we got a powerful drop, which itself can be counted as ABC. A down, B up, and C down. And this is why I wrote to my subscribers that that drop can easily be all of the correction in the red labeled wave B. I'm talking about that wave B followed a parenthesis wave A. Then we should go higher. And 6 days later, we got a very powerful move up, which could be counted as wave C up, and which was comparable in size to the first leg up, and it managed to make a new higher high. That rally shaped as A, B, C up of the major low should be followed by a corrective A, B, C down. It's always like that, we always deal with A, B, C's in both directions. And look what happened. We got A, B, C up, and by 16th July 2019 we got A down, B up, and C down, exactly what I expected. But as you can see here, the main extensions, the main targets were lower, were located lower. 2.267, 2.217. Those were two extensions. 223.6 and 276.4 extensions of the first leg lower in wave A, started projected from the top of wave B. And I wrote to my subscribers, this is what I expected in my previous update, as I mentioned earlier, a corrective ABC down, making a new higher low. I'm talking higher low here in comparison to major low here, would be a great long trading setup. 3 days later, price kept moving lower and moved under 223.6% extension. At that point, I wrote that I have fully completed corrective structure. I meant A down, B up, and C down, making a higher low in comparison to major low. The first confirmation will be a strong move up out of the green target box. And 5 days later, NG made that move out of the box, and that could have been all of corrective wave B down. You see capital A up followed by capital B down, and that could have been the start of a strong rally in capital C up. NG looks very bullish to me. Most likely it has started a new rally in wave C up, targeting new highs. But unfortunately, NG decided not to take that setup. It had a nice setup and it just invalidated it. It made a lower low in comparison to the previous low. NG has made a lower low and invalidated a nice micro long setup. However, as long as it stays over the previous low made in June 2019, it will keep holding a macro long setup because it would have been made a higher low in comparison to that low. The next target for this drop is 276.4% extension and 2.217. I was talking about that 276.4 fib. Again, it's extension of wave A down, projected from the top of B up. And we had some promising move up, and I wrote that NG has stopped decline at a very strong confluence of 76.4 retracement. We measure the whole rally here and we apply retracements to that rally, and 76.4 retracement is a very strong support of any pullback, and 276.4 extension of subwave A projected from the top of corrective wave B. So that move was 276.4 extension of that move. But again, NG decided not to take that brilliant opportunity to bottom at that confluence and decided to move lower. At this point, it was clear to me that NG was gonna make what it likes to do. It likes to make people sell at loss. It likes people to set a stop under the previous low, and so many times I saw that NG would just spike through that level, under that level, running all those stops, and then take off strongly. And this is exactly what it did this time. On that day, I warned my subscribers that unfortunately NG failed to hold the low made yesterday. At this point, it looks like it is going to retest the low made in June. That drop will not invalidate possibility of another rally in wave C up. And in my private chat, where my followers can ask me questions and get my quick comments, I warned them that I would not be applying any stop orders. Yes, it's a dangerous game, but I know what I'm doing because for years I haven't made any single losing trade in NatGas or UGas. I know that beast, I know what it does, I know what games it's playing. And I was ready to add once that price drops into the green target box. And this is what happened on 29th of July 2019, and I wrote to my subscribers that NG has got a very completed downside structure in that wave capital B. The final wave C, you can see the final wave C of Y of B has stacked a common 123.6% extension of wave A, and I expect a bullish reversal from here. It was a very bullish call, and this is when I just doubled my position on UGAS and BOIL, another ETF, double ETF or connected to NG futures. And on 30th of July, I just for reference, I added that red trend line, and I explained to my subscribers that NG has got a very complicated downside structure. So I reinforced my bullish expectation, and I expect a bullish reversal from here. We should watch for a topology to break out through the declining red downtrend. And the very next day we got it, and I wrote to my subscribers, as we expected, NG has played out a nice breakout over the declining red trend line. As I noted yesterday, the first important resistance is at 2.2, 2.215, and that was the target number one for a rally I was expecting. And the rest is history. This is what happened next, and the very next day, 31st July 2019, that actually happened last Friday, I wrote that as I expected, we have got a really strong rally after a corrective decline in wave B down that landed into my green target box. So what it shows, that many people say that NG is too volatile to trade. I would agree with them, and they say it's not possible to make money on that, and this is where I would strongly disagree, because I keep making money on that beast for years and I'm going to continue doing so. But when you do so, you should be really careful, right? And you should forget about greed. You get easy money, so I might have sold somewhere here, and I do not regret not holding for continuation of the rally. That was easy money, and I'm always about easy money. Once easy money is done, I'm out of the game. I will be expecting here another corrective ABC down. If I get it, I would go long again. If I don't get it, I don't care. My goal is not to nail the whole move. My goal is to consistently make money and help to make money to my subscribers. So all the charts I've shown you are available under a very cheap plan, which is called micro accounts of crude oil and natural gas, and it will cost you only $39.99 per month, which is where you can subscribe to that plan. It's www.castawaytrader.com/register. Or if you want to trade ETFs, you want to trade gold, you want to trade GDX, GDXJ, you want to know what I think about specific gold and silver miners, you may consider subscribing to my private premium chat. You can find description of that package on that address, and I will post a direct link on the description to this video. Just give it a try, and many people found it's much more helpful, because this is where we can ask questions. This is where I share what I personally do, my personal trades, so you can get much more information, you can get much more comments and much more setups. Thank you very much for your time. Keep counting waves and make money. And please like this video. You will let me know that you want more videos.